permits, we had 16 new permits, 27 certificate of compliances, and 3 CBOs for December. Complaints, there were 7 of them.
The certificates of compliance,
Yep.
or, excuse me, the certificate of occupancy.
Yes.
Are those for Greenbrier? Not Greenbrier? or
Most likely, I've got them in the report for which they are. I'm sure there are normally the ones for them.
Seasons Trail, yeah.
Seasons Trail,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a few, but not all of them.
Yeah. Complaints and violations, if you can decipher how they're printed out. It's not the microscopic view that I normally give, but
Yes, it
if you have any, well, mine is. If there's any questions, you can ask me. Mine's too small for me to read, I think. There was complaints about some fencing. I'll say it's a neighbor dispute for fencing. Our bird feeder issue down on Baker Street. Excuse me, one working without a permit. A few other ones in there. So, legal court for Dunningham was moved till February 23rd at 9 a.m. for trial due to his attorney's illness. Still no change to the property. Neighbor's house is still for sale with no movement on it, unfortunately, for the neighbor. Don and I did start the process for to get the property cleaned up, asking for a hearing for the village. I'll supply that information. Don can describe it a little bit better if need be when the time comes, but I'll submit a full report to you. I did check to see if there's any change, and there is no. Surprisingly, there's no change. Excuse me.
Aaron prepared a notice of violation and served it on the son answered the door, and so personally handed it to him. And it's so the next step is Aaron's got to prepare a report. It comes to this board. If you determine that on the face of it, it looks like an unsafe property, you set it down for a hearing in front of yourselves. And you basically act as the judge and the jury and decide whether or not it's unsafe, and then you issue an order that it gets, cleaned up within a certain time, and if it isn't, then you can hire someone to do it or have village personnel go on the property and clean it up, and it's a charge on their village taxes.
Okay, so it is a charge on their taxes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay,
This is for the Dunningham.
235 Dunning, yep.
yeah.
So
What's
Don
going
said I
on
did
with Suter Summers and the garage sale store? Are they doing,
And the dumpster out in front.
oh, they have dumpster.
Yeah, that's some of the complaints we've received. Jake's handling that. If there's any questions on the dumpster, you can ask Jake. Garage sale store, what was the question about the garage sale store?
Just what's going on with it? I mean, it's been closed for a long time.
Yeah, they've already advised me months ago that they're permanently closed. They will not be reopening.
So we're just
No,
going
no,
to,
no.
okay, just get
Yeah, they
situated.
just decided to close down, and they're gonna liquidate everything that they have in there.
And they still have apartments upstairs?
Yeah, apartments are
Yeah,
still,
that's kind of what I'm,
yeah, yep. There's been a few inquiries about the building and stuff. I don't think they've acted on anything yet.
because that front overhang is not in good shape.
Yeah, we've been kind of keeping an eye on it, and I did talk to the owner about it, and, they're unsure whether they're gonna sell it or keep it,
It would be a neat marquee there with lights on it.
Yeah.
For a coffee shop or something.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
moving on with that, happy to report the old McDonald's does have power. So they are working away good in there because they do have power now at the old McDonald's.
Wow.
Okay, who owns
It took a
that?
long time.
I know, but who owns that now?
It's still the same owner. They're just renting it out. oh gosh, I forget the name of it. Is it Benderson?
Benderson out of Buffalo.
Benderson owns it.
Benderson.
So they're just leasing it to the nail salon.
Development Company, they're a
And
big property.
They're fixing it up, but they're investing into it.
the nail salon is, yeah.
The
The nail salon, Benderson's not. They did a little bit of money for the roofing
Zoning board.
and the HVAC.
They've been-
The rest of the interior stuff is all on the
Right, I knew that.
leasing. And the power they put in there could probably power half the village. They put 3-phase in there, which I have no idea why. But they got power, so that's the important. Greenbrier's still going well.
Maybe sun lamps.
Yeah, yeah.
Sun.
The nail
That whole half of the village.
Yeah,
As the mayor touched on, the ZBA had a special meeting with the town for a large-scale project. The meeting went very well. So we're just waiting to see, they're going to submit the rest of the paperwork, or their initial paperwork, to make it official on February 20th. Then I'll submit it to the county, and then that'll be the meeting for March 19th, I believe it is. And that's when we will know who it is and what's going on, so. We had a record number of permits last year, 214 issued in 2023. That's a combination of permit applications being turned in, myself driving around checking on work. I'm sure Jake found a few too, as well as phone calls, complaints, asking if there was permits. So we had a good amount of permits last year. I had my civil service test on the 13th, and I'll advise when I get the results. And that's about it. Respectfully.
okay.
Thank you, Aaron.